If you're getting ready to move, don't put your house up for sale until you've considered this. You may already own the rental property you've always wanted to buy. A lot of people dream about owning rental real estate someday. They tell themselves, once I have enough money saved, once I understand investing better, once the timing is right, then I'll buy a rental property. But if you already own a home and you're getting ready to move, you may have an opportunity sitting right in front of you. Instead of selling your house, what if you kept it and turned it into a rental property? Now that's definitely not the right decision for everyone. But before you sell, it's worth understanding how much the financial picture can change when the home you live in becomes an investment property. Because here's what's interesting. It's the same house, but financially, it can become a very different asset. Today, you're living there. You're making the mortgage payment. You're paying the taxes and insurance. When something breaks, you're paying to fix it. But when that home becomes a rental property, someone else is now paying you rent to live there. That rental income can help cover the mortgage and other costs of owning the property. And if you have a mortgage, part of those payments may continue paying down your debt and building your equity. Meanwhile, if you hold the property over a long period of time, it may appreciate in value. And the tax picture changes too. Expenses that you were simply paying as a homeowner may receive very different tax treatment. Once you're operating the property as a rental, there may be deductions for qualifying rental expenses, depreciation, and other potential tax benefits depending on your situation. So think about what just happened. Yesterday, you were paying to live in this house. Tomorrow, that exact same house could become an income-producing asset with someone else helping pay down the debt. And there's one more thing you really need to consider, your mortgage. If you bought or refinanced your home when interest rates were unusually low, you may have financing that would be very difficult to recreate today. Imagine selling this house now, and then 3 years from now, deciding you finally want to invest in rental real estate. You may be buying a more expensive property, putting down a much larger down payment, and borrowing money at a much higher interest rate. And you might suddenly realize, wait a minute, I already owned the rental property. Now, before we get too excited, there's another side to this. Not every home should become a rental. You need to understand what the property can realistically rent for. You need to account for maintenance and repairs. There may be periods when the property is vacant. Insurance may change, property taxes may change. Eventually, the air conditioner will remember that it has been working faithfully for 15 years. And choose the least convenient Tuesday imaginable to retire. That's property ownership. You also need financial reserves for those surprises. And most importantly, you need to understand what converting your primary residence into a rental means for your specific financial and tax situation, including what could happen when you eventually sell the property. That's why you shouldn't make this decision based on a TikTok video or your neighbor telling you what their cousin rents a house for. Get the real numbers. It's time to run the analysis. Before you put up the for sale sign, talk to a professional property manager in your market. Ask them, what would my home realistically rent for? How quickly could it rent? What would I need to do to make it rent ready? What expenses should I expect? What does professional management cost? And after accounting for the real costs of owning this property, what might keeping it actually look like? Then talk with a qualified tax professional about how converting the home to a rental could change your tax situation. You may run the numbers and discover that selling is absolutely the right decision. Maybe you need the equity for your next home, maybe the rental numbers simply don't work, or maybe keeping this particular property just doesn't fit your financial goals. That's okay. But selling a house is a pretty permanent decision, so before you give up the property, and potentially give up a great mortgage along with it, make sure you understand what you're giving up. Because you may discover something you hadn't considered. The rental property you've always wanted to own might be the one you already have.